We're also on satellite and on the internet. We'd like to hear from you and address your questions or comments to Joe Longo, the chairman of the Startech Environmental Corporation, at 1-800-531-3815. I'm going to give that number out one more time because 3's the charm. Somebody better get to your phone at 1-800-531-3815. And while people are making their decision whether they should dare call or not, I'd like to continue with you. You were talking, Joe, about radioactive material earlier. Was there something did you finish that part about radioactive material?
No, as a matter of fact, you hit a couple of terribly important items, Kim, and this accountability, there'll be a phrase that comes into the vernacular, in a common vernacular, and that is the chain of custody. States need to be self-sufficient, and if you're out at Yucca Mountain, the folks in Nevada are not saying, hey, bring all your bad stuff to us, because what the heck, we don't count that much. Every state needs to be self-sufficient, and now I'm going to give you an image of, we've talked to the regulatory agency about the dirty bomb. If someone wanted to do a dirty bomb, all they would have to do is intercept a truck, not with highly radioactive uranium fuel rods or something, but simply low-level radioactive waste. What would be a low-level radioactive waste? God forbid someone should be in a hospital that suspects a tumor of some sort. That what they'll do is inject the individual with some material, lovely euphemism called scintillating material. I mean, it sounds like, something, a nice perfume or something.
It does sound nice, doesn't it?
And what it does,
it's
radioactive and lights up the tumor. But that's low-level radioactive material. It dissolves, it dissipates in the body in several days, but things like that are being transshipped across the country in the dark of night, not that sinister, but going across the country. And picture the following. Yes, it's going across state lines, but it's going through past the nursing home and the schoolyard and et cetera. It's going through neighborhoods. And if someone went to intercept one of those, grab some of the radioactive junk and put it in an explosive and blow it up, it wouldn't even have to be that effective. Just the idea of it happening would shut down a city. And I mean, we're doing goofy things that under the suggestion, I'll start eating my vegetables tomorrow. I'll go on a diet tomorrow, or it hasn't happened to me now, but et cetera. The U.S., we in the United States live our lives full up, but we have to rely on others to help to protect us. And those disciplines you talked about, Kim, they will happen but I hope it doesn't take an event to get people focused on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. We are live with Joe Longo, who's the chairman of the Startech Environmental Corporation, who is bringing truly a revolution in the waste elimination industry, but has turned really waste into a usable utility for humanity. And we want to bring back the subject that you talked about on the phone to me, Joe, about the distinction between lethal and
hazardous. Yeah.
Hazardous. Talk about those two, because I hear them the same.
I know.
I'm sure most of us hear them as the same thing, but they're not. What's the difference?
And permit me to use a little of speak in the New York City vernacular, if you will, please. Well, and it's reasonable. They sort of sound like synonyms, but they ain't. Lethal will kill you right away. Hazardous will harm you and may very well kill you or person. For example, chemical weapons are lethal. And they're a world of hazardous materials. I love chocolate. My dog Kip also loves chocolate. But if I give Kip too much chocolate, I'll do Kip a lot of harm. So with regard to Kip and Kip's universe, chocolate is a hazardous material. And so you get the idea, but there is a heck of a difference between lethal and hazardous. And we're surrounded with hazardous materials. The lethals are sort of gathered up for the most part and back again in Colorado. A little bit south of Denver is Puebla, and that's a chemical weapons depot. And by golly, that's That's lethal material. And one of the things they worry about there is a wonderful euphemism called auto-detonation, which is to say maybe these things will go off by themselves because they've been there for years and years. And when those things were invented, there was a good purpose, I guess, at the time. It was never contemplated. Your audience is going to love this because it tickles me in a perverse way. When it was invented, they never thought about disinventing them. By that, they never thought about what happens if we don't use them. They were designed to be used, and that was it. But now that they're not used, now we have an interesting problem.
It's like a half-baked idea.
Yes.
It is not completed in its formulation. Its ramifications are not completed. Sure. It's half-baked.
Well, maybe even, Kim, it's inconvenient. We know a lot about ideas that are inconvenient will get pushed aside, deniability, things of that sort.
Yes. We're going to move to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Joe Longo from the Startech Environmental Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, when I think of the woman I'm about to introduce to you, I chuckle, I laugh, I have a smile on my face because she definitely carries the magic. She is an example of rainmaking. She is a producer, director, and actress who has just completed a film called Baby, It's Cold Outside. Please welcome Pam Ross to It's Rainmaking Time. Good morning.
Hi, Kim.
Thank you for being here. I had to invite you on the show today because I'm very proud of the work that you've done, and I know that we're not in the Christmas time of season, but I know that Christmas time is coming up, and I think that the world needs to hear about a new movie that has lightness and levity and heart and sweetness and fun that's both available to children and adults and families. And I just thought you'd share a little bit about Baby, It's Cold Outside and tell the world what this film's about and why they should come see it and buy it on DVD.
Okay. Well, it's a romantic comedy. It's nothing great work like Joe Longo's doing, but hopefully it makes people laugh.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. I understand that there's an animal involved in this, an anteater.
Yes. Well, the movie is basically about a woman from South Florida that meets and marries a man from northern Maine in the middle of winter, hence the title, Baby, It's Cold Outside. And there's also a little subplot about this anteater animal that had gotten transferred up to Maine to be part of a petting zoo. And we learned that he's a tropical mammal and just cannot survive in a northern climate. And he has to be returned to the tropics. And there's a little correlation between her and what will happen to her because she's not faring too well in this cold weather environment. And hopefully it has a lot of laughs. And the best part is it has wide audience appeal. I think it's a good movie for anybody who hates winter, anybody whose parents moved to Florida years ago to get out of the snow. Snowbirds relate to it. And animal lovers love it because of this cute little anteater that runs around the movie a lot.
Can you tell people how to get a hold of the DVD right now? It's available on DVD. It's actually out first on DVD, and then it's coming out in the movie. So we're doing it a little bit backwards, aren't we, right now, Pam?
Well, when you have an independent, you're allowed to do that. Anybody can log on to www.babyitscoldoutside.net, www.babyitscoldoutside.net. You can order a DVD through there, but mostly what I'm trying to do is you call me the rainmaker, that I get things done. Yes. The movie's done. It was written, financed, produced, edited. It's completely 100% done and ready, but now what I'm trying to do is sell it and, I guess, get the advertising out there. I mean, people can't buy a movie that they never heard of. Or they don't know about it.
Well, thank you for being here, and congratulations for a completed work and effort, for raising all the money to do it, to handling all the aspects of it. I think we need to applaud a lot of the people that are able to do that today and inspire the next step. And our blessings and well wishes are with you, and thanks for being here, Pam.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kim.
Bye-bye. You are tuning into It's Rainmaking Time. We're back with Joe Longo with the Startech Environmental Corporation, bringing us the elimination of waste and a new utility for humankind.
I smiled when I listened to Pam, and it brightened me a bit because, and I'm going to tell you now something that is really going to sound, you folks are going to think this is Uncle Fluffy talking now, but when I speak to the kids... You should be at
Disney with me, Uncle Fluffy.
I speak to the children a lot, and especially if I get them, 5 to 12 years old, I'll start by saying, I'm the Lorax, and I speak for the trees.